everyone! Today we're going to be doing a piece swap mod showcase of this Gan330 that I made. Now right off the bat you're probably thinking, what the heck is this and how did you make it? It's fairly straightforward, especially if you just look at all these other cubes that I have on my desk. To put it simply, I think this is pretty self-explanatory once I start rotating these. Basically what I did was that I took a few tiles from every single one of these cubes, combined them into one, left the white side on, and ended up with this. As silly as it may seem, I think this is my new favorite cube in my collection. I don't know if I'll keep it like this. I might actually just buy a whole other set just so that I can keep it like this and have the original ones. But for now, I'm not entirely sure. I actually really like all the different colors that Gan offers their 330 cube in because it allows you to make a lot of unique combinations for piece swap mods. For example, if this was a normal Gan 330, I'd be able to put a darker shade of blue. Instead of this one, I'd be able to have this one. Or instead of this shade of red, I'd be able to have this one. Or even better, I could switch out yellows, or I could switch it out for a color that has a lot higher contrast, such as brown. Unfortunately, they do not make a black one. Maybe someday in the future, who knows. But yeah, there really isn't too much to this video other than showing off this neat little thing that I made. It turns pretty well. I mean, it's a Gan 330. Is it speed cubable? Barely. I mean, I still haven't tensioned it properly. I'm still trying to replicate the feeling that I usually tend to get from moyu, from the 30mm moyu cube. And this is most likely my favorite mini cube that I own in terms of turning and speed. Because, if I'm being frankly honest, Gan, although they did make a great 30mm cube, I would still say that the moyu one is slightly better. And that excludes the fact that this one is like 3 or 4 times cheaper than a Gan 330. And while we're on the topic of price, this thing is it's ridiculously expensive. It's laughably expensive. I'd say this is arguably the world's most expensive 30mm cube, at least that can be easily made by anyone. First thing you need is a bunch of transparent mini cubes. The second thing that you need is an actual Gan 330, and in case you guys are wondering, the set for these mini cubes, this special edition set right here, which I actually use to store all of my keychains because I have nowhere else to leave them, it cost about $60, and when you add on top of that the price of a normal Gan 330, which I believe is usually around $7, this is a $70 30mm cube. That's more expensive than my main, the Gan 11M Pro, and is approaching a price level of limited edition Gan cubes, which is absolutely ridiculous and hilarious in my opinion. So those are some of the reasons for why this has now become my favorite cube in my collection. But onto the one thing that I don't like about the Gan 330 is its popping. It pops a tiny bit more than the moyu cube that I had mentioned earlier, even when you have similar or nearly identical tensioning, and I don't really know what to do about it. It's fine for now, but it could be a lot better. Now I do want to do some solves on this thing. On 30mm cubes, I average around 21 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see how the different color scheme and harder to spot tiles will affect my times. Scrambling these is both satisfying and frustrating. Oh yeah, one thing this reminds me of is the Jello Cube by Chi. I actually like this a little bit more than this in terms of how it looks. Actually, I don't know, because these pieces are a lot more transparent, which does look a lot cooler. However, the trade-off is that with suboptimal lighting, this is still very usable. This doesn't really affect your recognition time, whereas this makes it atrocious. It may not seem like it, especially with such bright white lighting, but if you're outside or in a poorly lit area, the yellow and green tiles look very, very similar. Anyways, let's see what this solve looks like. Oh gosh, this turning is horrible. And you can't do wide moves at all. So Yeah, a bunch of rotations it is. I'm doing VHLS because OL recognition is horrible. Oh no. Yeah, this is it. Like, it is so difficult for OLL to differentiate between green and yellow, and that's what adds so much time to these solves. 45 seconds. Oh, 49.9 seconds. That's not good. I'm gonna do a solve on this just for reference. Yeah, this isn't scrambled enough. I have 2 free pairs. Alright. Okay. Form of cross. So that was a lie. I am able to do wide moves. I'm just not able to insert pairs in the right slot. Ignore this EPRM, please. I need to learn a better EPRM algorithm, but yeah, there you go. 23.89 seconds. Basically half the time that I got on this. Let's do one more solve on this, except that this time we're going to do yellow cross instead of white cross. I'm dual color neutral, however for this cube, it's so much easier to do white cross than it is yellow cross, but I'm just gonna suck it up and try and do a yellow cross. For example, look at this edge piece. This is the edge that I hate the most on this entire cube. Green, yeah, that's, yeah, green and yellow. I almost couldn't tell which one was which. But anyways, let's see. I see the X cross. I think I do. Because we have a free pair. Boom, there's the X cross. But yeah, I think this was definitely the way to go. Yeah, that was definitely the way to go. Okay, note to self, start solving on yellow instead. But anyways, guys, that pretty much sums up this video. If you have any other ideas for things that I could do with these cubes, interesting color schemes, or just weird combinations, let me know, because I do want to try them out, and I think that they're plenty of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Final ending note, this is probably the best minikube that you can buy. Not the Gan330, but the moyu 30mm one. I carry one of these with me every single day, and it's because it's the best money can buy. Trust me, you can trust me on that.